Previously on Unbound Video Editions.
I'm here at the Pan Macmillan tour offices in London, and inside there is where the magic happens. But we're not interested in tricks and rabbits in hats, we're here for the books. Hi, I'm Kat Hoibeck, and we're here to video the second edition of Unbound Video Editions. Can you just stop that, please? You know, what you're doing is completely pointless. We're just going to edit you out. We can edit them out, can't we?
We can edit them out.
We can edit you out, and you can be bushes. Just bushes, pretty bushes. Rhododendrons. Can we make them rhododendrons? Yeah. Your rhododendrons. Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Kat Hoibeck, and we're here at the Phoenix in Leicester to interview Wayne Simmons, Jasper Bark and Dave Moody. That was perfect, right? Yeah, that was good. That could just be a movie. Should we just move ahead to the interviews?
Yes. Reporting from Leicester, England, ground zero for what some are calling the zombie apocalypse. The dead have risen and now walk the streets, searching for brains to eat and unwitting survivors to infect. When it was put to the authorities in the city that we are all doomed, they admitted they had no plan to prevent the extinction of the human race.
We need a secure room with 2 shotguns, 3 chainsaws and enough rations to last at least a week.
Are you insane?
Zombies are attacking!
Look, get to the basement. I can go to the cafe. I can't do you weapons, but I can get you a box of Twix.
Do it. If you've written acclaimed zombie fiction and want to live, follow me!
You've never written zombie fiction, acclaimed or otherwise.
True, but if this is the zombie apocalypse, I figure my best chance of survival is to stick with the experts.
Look, we've just got to get in there, so has everyone got their weapons? Has everyone got something?
Yeah.
This will work.
I can do it.
Alright then, let's go.
Is there time to call my agent?
Barricade the door! No, not you! Lights!
They cut the power! How can they cut the power?
Does it really matter?
Here, I always carry a few spares just in case of emergency. Sounds like they've gone.
Let me in! Let me in! It's me! I'm a guy from upstairs! Oh no, come on, we're coming! Quickly!
You think we should?
Hurry up, we're nearly here! Ah! Here, look. I have Twix. Much nicer than brains, surely. Please, don't! Is this really what my spleen looks like? How are things outlined today? What excruciating pain feels like and how cruel and heartless my fellow man can be!
Right, seeing as we're all here anyway, and we've got to do an interview, so...
Surely you can't be serious. A man just died out there.
And his death would have been in vain if we don't carry on with the show. So, what is a zombie? Authors?
Basically, it's a corpse who has been reanimated and brought back to life. There's two basic types of zombie, fictionally. The first is a zombie that's been reanimated by some form of necromancy, usually voodoo. He's been brought back to dead by a voodoo priest, which is usually referred to as a houngan. And that zombie is usually purely under the control of the necromancer, the houngan. That was the original type of zombie. First comes to light in 1929 in W.G. Sebald's book, The Magic Island. First comes on the screen about 3 years later in 1932 in The White Zombie. And that was really a zombie right up until about 1967 when George A. Romero releases Night of the Living Dead. And he mixes the zombie with Omega Man by Richard Matheson. And originally he was going to film Omega Man, but he couldn't get the rights to it. So he created these ghoul-like creatures, which weren't even zombies to begin with. And then a new breed of zombies born, which is like a zombie which is almost like a form of contagion. It's an animated corpse that's come back to life, but it's hungry, desperate to eat human flesh. And any human being that it actually bites can then be infected and become a zombie.
Not all zombies are as cut and dried as that, because 28 days later, my hater books, the zombies aren't dead. They're just a different variation of us, and I think that's what all zombie stories boil down to. It's them versus us. Certainly is here today. It's us shut in here with our torches and them outside.
Yeah, they're the ultimate then, those zombies, aren't they? Because it's an enemy you can hate completely without any compunction, without worrying about being sexist, racist, fattest, or
but then there's the other side of that, because it could be your kids. You might have to go outside. I might, in a minute, might have to go outside with a baseball bat and beat my kids up outside. Reanimated zombie kids.
Who's got the baseball bats?
Oh, I'll have to send you out for me then.
Yeah. But Dave, seriously, they're not your kids anymore. I know they look like your kids, but they really aren't.
I know.
I think that's what's very effective about your books, Dave. Not to be a leg ass, like, but it's
all right. We're gonna.
They're great. Yeah, dead.
But no, Hater was very effective that way, because it did. It goes away from that kind of, I suppose, setup that you're really talking about, Jasper, which is the two variations on zombies. You have the voodoo or kind of occultic side of things, and you have the contagion type side of things. And Hater has no real reason. There's not even that. It's kind of devoid of anything.
It's just a plot device.
Yeah, sheesh.
Do you think it's quite flexible then, how it spreads? Might be airborne or through, like, eating meat? Sort of. Would you say animals could be infected?
Depends on the books that you read and the films that you watch, because some people have absolutely everything dying. Some people, I think most writers tend to restrict it just to humans. And that's not a bad thing, to wipe humans off the face of the earth and just leave everything else to get on with it.
Yeah, but how exciting was the first Resident Evil, whenever
So
those
good.
dogs jumped through the window? It's fun to play around with the with other animals and stuff, and something I'm doing in the next book within the Flu series is just bring in other animals. I'll not kind of spoil it, but think of other animals that catch flu and those that appear.
Yeah.
But the other side of the coin. Sorry, John.
Sorry, no, you can't.
There's a lot of cliches in zombie novels and zombie films, I think, and a lot of writers and directors fall into the same trap. And with the Autumn books, I made everybody either infected or not infected at the beginning of page one, because I just wanted to avoid all the cliches that you get where somebody gets bitten and hides it away from everybody else until the least possible opportune moment when they turn into a zombie and kill all the rest of the survivors.
Speaking of which, none of you got bitten at all, did you?
No. Why would you say something like that?
Okay. So.
Do you need some water, Jasper? Perhaps?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind actually. I thought it was getting a bit dry.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's...
Well, do you have a cup? Because I'm just a bit iffy
worried.
about letting you drink from the bottle.
You might be... You look... Are you okay?
Yeah, just a bit stiff. I got up rather early this morning.
You're drooling.
Am I? Sorry, it was... it's just something I do during interviews. It's my interview shtick. Drool.
It's enthusiasm.
Yeah. Excitement.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. You were going to ask us about how zombies get started.
How zombies
what
get
usually
started.
triggers an
Okay.
apocalypse.
What would you say is that? Zombie writers?
Yeah, there's lots of different writers have used lots of different techniques on that. One of my favourites is Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, where it's all to do with government sonic experimentation, isn't it? And that brings back actually animals and corpses indiscriminately.
I watched that a few years ago.
It's usually due to somebody messing around somewhere, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, you either have like somebody doing the whole voodoo type stick, or you have somebody messing about with a virus, or laboratories usually feature quite highly in zombie films.
Angry monkeys, that's it. Yeah.
What's your favourite zombie flick, guys?
Oh, Resident Evil.
You're all going to die down here.
Sorry.
Did you just say that out loud?
No.
Personal favourite would be Night of the Living Dead, the 68 version. I don't know why, it's just, it's very character driven.
Yeah.
It's very simple. The story is just delivered in a very pragmatic way. It just works. It just works really well.
I've got a couple of favourites, both comedies, bizarrely enough. My favourite zombie film is actually Shaun of the Dead.
Oi! Shaun.
Oh. Shaun of the Dead.
Because I think that
Excellent movie.
That is a completely brilliant, straight down the line zombie film that just happens to have a cast full of idiots.
Don't say that.
It's not a comedy zombie movie like Zombieland or anything like that.
Well, this is where you and I differ.
And the other extreme, Brain Dead, Peter Jackson's third film.
That's one of mine. I would say Brain Dead.
Well,
Just
of course
it's so extreme.
it's just immense, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, the lawnmower is excellent.
Party's over.
And there's a film, it's an Italian film, and it stars Rupert Everett, I don't know if anyone's seen it, called Cemetery Man.
Magari volevi farmi un favore.
Butti via quella sigaretta immediatamente, qui è vietato fumare!
Which is about a guy who lives in a cemetery, and the dead are coming back to life. That's a fabulous film. Very strongly recommended.
There's a French film called Mutants, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if anyone ever seen it, Mutants?
2009.
Yeah, it's exceptionally good. And it's probably one of my, I'd say, top 5 easily favourite zombie films, if not horrors in general. But I mean, then again, the French have become excellent at horror filmmaking. Some of the stuff they're putting out at the moment, Inside, Martyrs, a lot of really good films. Outside of zombies, so let's get back on topic.
You know what, guys, I'm just not really comfortable about this. Something has clearly happened to Jasper. You know, I just want to get out of here. I'm actually feeling a little bit uncomfortable, in fact. You know, I'm a big fan of Dave Moody, big fan of Wayne Simmons, was a big fan of Jasper, but you know, something has gone wrong. I just don't want to be near him. Look at that!
He's been bitten!
It must have happened while we were fighting our way in here.
We have to kill him.
But look at him, he's still human. He's not a zombie yet.
Wayne's right. You can't take the chance of me turning into a zombie at an inopportune moment. You have to kill me. Wait, did I say that out loud?
But we can't.
We have to.
We have to finish the interview. Once the interview's done, you can kill him. Or I'll kill him. I'm really not fussed. How do you kill a zombie?
It's usually got to be some form of head trauma, hasn't it? It's usually the head. For whatever reason, it's just been accepted as into the mythology that you have to take out the brain.
The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull.
Zombies themselves like to feast on brains, probably because they're the most nutrient-rich part of a body. Of a living body, and I think something about their necrotized kind of reanimated flesh means they have to have influxes of blood and living tissue to kind of keep their regenerative process going. The more flesh they eat, the longer they stay alive. I think brains are the best for that. But weirdly, you have to take out their brains, so either with a headshot or with a quick smack to the head or with a shovel.
Crowbar through the temple is one of my favourites.
That's
I use that quite a lot. One of the great things about being a zombie author is that you get to constantly think of new disgusting ways to kill people and zombies. I used to have a great trick when I worked in a bank. I used to, if somebody really wound me up during the day, then they'd be my zombie for the day, and I'd take them home and I'd think of the worst possible way of killing them, and I'd massacre them on the page.
Favourite? I mean, I'm a sucker for the old headshot, like, to be honest. Shotgun head explodes, you know.
What do you think? Zombie kill of the week?
Close, but no cigar.
I like that.
The propeller blade in Dawn of the Dead. That's a wicked one. It comes off, takes his top its head off.
My favourite weapon, it sounds so wrong, doesn't it? My favourite is a sword.
Sword.
Yeah, all the best fighters in my books have swords, because for getting rid of zombies, I think they're just the best weapon.
They don't jam, do they?
They don't jam.
You never have to
don't need
reload.
them, and they
What
don't
about
make any
baseball
noise.
bats?
Yeah, but they're not as elegant, are they? And you can.
And they don't
you
have
can
an
knock
edge.
a head, but you can't cut a head off with a
Yeah.
baseball bat. Or maybe you can. You can show us later.
How do you survive a zombie apocalypse then, or is it just not possible?
I think it's often a matter of time. How do you stay alive? It is a day-to-day thing, minute to minute, second to second. Keep your wits about you. Make certain you have something very heavy or something very deadly and lethal with you. Stay close to clean running water, anything with power. Make certain you can track down a regular food source that's not locatable, and stay well away from densely populated urban areas.
I've got 3 rules for surviving a zombie apocalypse. 1, carry a weapon, as you said, very sensible. 2, be quiet, because you'd be surprised how much noise will cause grief when the zombies are around. But the most important rule, I think, is stay away from everybody else. Don't do what anybody else is doing. If you see everybody running that way because there's a camp or there's a shelter or whatever, then go that way. Just shuffle off and hide somewhere. Sit it out. Because when somebody dies, they've got about 6 months worth of zombie done before they're just bones. Just wait it out.
Sounds like we're all going to die.
But surely science can come up with a cure, an antidote or something.
Has there ever actually been an antidote in zombie fiction?
That's a good question. I think in Omega Man, which is not quite zombie fiction, but it's teetering on the brink of being zombie fiction, there was an attempt to find a cure, and certainly in a few of the Romero films, there are attempts to civilise. Certainly, I think in Day of the Dead, where they
Land of the Dead as well.
Yeah, where they begin to learn, don't they?
Yeah.
There's actually almost a rebellious zombie leader.
But the problem is with any infection, a zombie infection, they spread so fast. It's exponential.
Exponential. Equally speaking, if you think the thing about viruses as well is that there's a particular limit to scientifically, when a virus spreads, it also mutates, which is why it's so incredibly successful. So do you think zombie virus, because it is so ridiculously contagious, probably mutates? So by the time you came up with an antidote, it's probably redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are screwed, aren't we?
Kat, isn't there something you should mention right about now?
Oh, antidote. Yeah, I actually have it in my. It's in my car.
What?
Well, you did get distracted by that shiny lamppost when we were getting out.
Shiny.
Wait a minute. You have an antidote?
To zombification. It's in my car.
I could do with some of that antidote right about now. My skin appears to be coming off.
How or why do you have an antidote?
That's how I changed myself back from being a rabbit sock puppet.
Please, take these to Professor Von Doctor at the university. This one contains a deadly zombie virus. This contains the cure. Ah, they are coming.
Did you just steal one of my Red Bulls? can have the antidote when you've apologised. Look, how I got the antidote isn't important right now. What matters is that we need to get out of here and to my car.
But how do we get out? There's only one door, and behind it there's a load of mother-crushing zombies.
Well, while you guys have been talking, I've been digging a way out with this spork. I think I've made it through to the sewers.
See? You writers are such fatalists. All it took was the indomitability of the human spirit and a spork to deliver our salvation.
Jasper Bark's eating Dave Moody's brains.
He's turned!
No. I just thought I'd try the whole brain-eating thing before I became a zombie. Just to see what it was like. Not half bad, actually, as it turns out. I'm a vegetarian. Oh, I should point out, he was brain-dead before I did this, so technically, he's still a vegetable. Wait! Okay, I know when I'm not wanted, I'm going to go and be with my people. People who appreciate good brain eating. Right, out of the way. All right. Calm down, it's only a podcast. I'll see you in the funny books. Don't put that in your mouth. I wouldn't mind normally, but...
Somebody's going to hold them off.
I wouldn't last 5 seconds against them.
I might manage 6 or 7 seconds.
And you need me to wait for the car.
Okay, you guys go for the tunnel. On a count of 3, and I'll go and hold them off. Okay, 1, 2, 3...
Right then. Okay, so we need to find the car park. Right, any ideas? A bloody 100 million people.
Yeah, just...
Isn't that magic?
I'm stoked.
Oh! Oh, not that one. Ooh!
Cat.
Yeah?
No shoes.
No shoes?
Antidote.
I've got it!
Right,
oh, hold on.
Cat. You might have to... Throw it here.
The one thing zombies can't eat, can't infect, can't stop. A bunny sock puppet with attitude. That's all for this episode of Unbound Video Editions. Next time, it'd be nice if we did romantic comedies or something, but we probably won't. In the meantime, barricade the doors, check your supplies of food and ammunition, and... Is that a bite mark?
Birthmark.
And that?
I got bit by a rabid dog earlier in the day. Definitely not a zombie. Cat, honestly. Put the chainsaw down. Cat.
love story could be kinda gory, far from boring. We'd meet at a post-apocalypse. Yeah, I'd be slowly walking in a group stalking you. You'd be the only man alive that I could not resist. Then all of your friends, they'd try to kill us, but only because they'd be jealous that our love is deeper than Edward and Bella's. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, yeah. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, cause I want you. You'd be hiding in a second floor apartment, knocking all the stairs down to save your life from the undead. Double barrel shotgun, taking out the slow ones. Then you'd see the passion burning in my eye, and I'd keep my head. Then all of your friends, they'd try to kill us, but only because they'd be jealous that our love is deeper than Edward and Bella's. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, yeah. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, cause I want you. And I tried not to bite and infect you because I respect you too much. If that's why I'd wait until we got married. Oh, and our happiest days would be spent picking off all your friends, and they'd see a love this deep won't stay big.